My destiny was to be a superhero.
Megamind is back,
I'm kind of a big deal.
and you're welcome.
You're all so lucky to have me as your hero.
You should kill yourself. Now!
Megamind 2 is one of the worst sequels I've ever watched in my entire life. There's a lot of movies that are going to come out this year, and Madam Web was one of the worst things I've ever watched ever.
That is fucking disgusting.
There's a lot of bad movies that are going to come out this year because, you know, there's a lot of sequels, yada yada yada. But this right here might actually be the worst animated movie of the entire year. I don't care what comes out. This might be the worst thing I've ever watched in my entire life. If you think that Madam Web is bad, if you think that some of the really bad YouTube animations that people release are bad, this is worse. Everything about this is worse than you would ever possibly think. Megamind 2 versus the Doom Syndicate shouldn't even be called Megamind 2. This movie isn't comparable in any way, shape, or form to the original. It completely upsets me that this is even intertwined with that film. Loosely intertwined, I would say, because they completely forget about a lot of things that make Megamind who he is, and completely throw it out so this movie can have a plot. Number one of the major issues with this film is the fact that Megamind grew up by himself in a prison. That was a major part of his character, him trying to get over the fact that he had no friends, nobody cared about him, he had no parents. He was trying to survive in prison, while Metro Man grew up in a school with a loving family and this and that. Megamind did not get that luxury. That's what made him and Metro Man's rivalry the way it is. But by adding this backstory about him being a part of a Doom Syndicate, it completely tears apart the importance and the nuance of his story. It's actually just so ridiculous that the original writers who wrote this original film sat down and wrote this garbage. It's actually awful. Not only did the original voice actors not return, it almost feels like none of the original animators even returned, because it looks like one of the worst animated movies I've ever seen. This shit is on par with a straight to DVD Disney sequel. It looks like nobody cared and they just threw a bunch of assets together and said, fuck it, you know, we're gonna put it on Peacock anyways. Somebody's gonna watch it. And I guess that somebody was me, because I did. And I guess they got me good. They really did. Because for a second there, I thought this movie was gonna be, you know, at least a decent attempt at a sequel. You know, you would think that the people that made the original movie would actually care just the tiniest bit when it comes to releasing a sequel to one of their biggest like movies. You think they would care at all, but they don't. This movie drags on for way too long. It feels like it should have ended after the first scene. The villains, I just don't care. They're not a threat, because I know that Megamind has to survive this movie because they have a TV show. You know, he has to survive. They're gonna have to lose. So it's like, I already knew that going in. There's no stakes at all whatsoever because the Doom Syndicate is borderline incompetent most of the time. There's this one scene near the end where they're fighting for control of these like weapons, and Megamind's outside trolling them like, come out here and fight. But instead of staying in the room with the nuclear weapons that they're trying to control, this control room, they leave the control room to go fight Megamind outside. And while this happens, Manian, who got a new name, I don't even remember what they called him in this movie, because is it like Chum or something? I don't know. I just forgot, because I tried to erase every single thing out of my memory after watching it. But then Chum sneaks into the room, or Minion, or whatever the fuck, and tries to disable the weapons and fails. I mean, I guess it worked out for them because, oh, he fucked up, he couldn't do it. But what if he could do it? What if he did sneak through the vents, go in there and just disable your entire plan because you want to be stupid and walk out and go fight Megamind? I mean, Titan was a more intellectually, he was smarter than these villains, bro. I mean, at least Titan thought. I mean, he was all bronze, but at least he thought, he could think, he could have coherent thought. These characters have no drive. They have no reason to be doing what they're doing. The villains have no real motive. They're just evil for the sake of being evil. They just want to be evil. They want to kill people, I guess, and commit crimes, because why not? There's no reason for them to commit crimes. They have no backstory that explains why they commit crimes. They just do it because they're the Doom Syndicate. And that's what the Doom Syndicate does. They go and carjack old ladies. Like, it's just so bad. I don't even get how you can sit in a room of writers, animators, directors, in quotations, and write this. How do you sit down and pitch this movie to Peacock? Like, I know you put a lot of slop on Peacock, but Peacock also had the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, one of the best movies from last year. And then this year they released Megamind 2 versus the Doom Syndicate. Like, oh, okay, bro. I'm really just so unhappy that this movie service is only in America. I wish it could be accessed by more people so that more people could watch this movie and truly enjoy Megamind 2, along with the series Megamind Rules. Yes, bro, there's a TV show too that ties into this whole movie trilogy. I guess, I don't know. There's a post-credit scene that talks about this new villain who's supposed to be the next big bad in the Megamind cinematic universe, who was allegedly Megamind's teacher. But we saw Megamind's teachers in the original movie, the prisoners that taught him how to be a villain. So why are we retconning his entire backstory to make this trilogy or new movie TV franchise? If you wanted to do a franchise, why did we not get an actual movie with quality put on to a theater? You're telling me that DreamWorks couldn't use money to make a good Megamind sequel that people would have actually watched in theaters? People were begging for this sequel for years. You're telling me they couldn't have put a little bit more money into it, got it released in a movie theater instead of straight to streaming? I mean, you could have made a TV show. I mean, I would have been cool with it if the movie was good. Then you got a bad TV show. Like, I mean, I guess, okay, it's whatever. You know, the movie was good at least. But now you have a bad movie and a bad TV show, and you have tarnished your entire credibility as writers because you wanted to release some quick, easy money for the kids. I don't even think children are going to like this film because it's so just contrived. It's the same garbage slop that you've been feeding them for the last, I don't know, 20 years, it feels like. So, I don't know, man. I don't know who this target demographic for this movie is. I don't know if you should watch this movie. You might end up killing yourself, to be honest with you. But if you do enjoy these videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully my next video isn't so negative. I hope, I beg, I pray.